don't make your brand. The audience brand your brand with how they feel and respond to it. A business is never about you, it's always about them.
Kat, thank you so much for joining me on Tail Talks. Would you be able to just give a quick overview of who you are and your company, please?
So I'm Kat, I'm the founder of Yogi Bear, which is an eco-conscious, without the ego yoga brand of high performance materials, and the whole ethos is to make people feel like they can just come as they are in the yoga scene, however they are.
Brilliant, love it. And this Tail Talks, we're going to focus on your rebrand, because I know you're currently going through a rebrand and everything that is associated with that is obviously a challenge. So, what have you had to go through? What are the challenges that you faced during this rebrand?
So the rebrand wasn't by choice, which again makes it a lot more difficult. I was in a trademark dispute with a global brand, and I think it just gets to the point when you have to realise, pick your battles. When it's having an effect on your mental health and financially, you can't afford to stand up for yourself even if you have a solid case. You have to practice the yoga stuff and let go, and in letting go, you find a sense of relief, but then you also have to be like, right, what's the next stage? And that's letting go of your ego, which, you might have fallen in love with your logo and thought that was your brand, but your brand isn't a logo. A logo is just paperwork. Like, a brand is the community and the connection that is found by your audience. You don't make your brand. The audience brand your brand with how they feel and respond to it. It's not the logo, and that's what I've had to learn to realise.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. At the same time, there's obviously been challenges with everything that you've had to change, with suppliers through to changing all the products. How's that been, and what have you had to overcome during that, and during coronavirus as well?
I think I've had a little bit of luck in the wind in my sales with timing. Because it took a long time for me to settle on what the new logo was, because you hope that you're only going to rebrand once and you have to love it, and also technically it has to work on product, it has to work on packaging. There's many things that I've loved that were too technical and too detailed and wouldn't have translated well in production, and would have actually looked awful. So I think simple is best. And in terms of suppliers, I was very, very lucky that work very closely and I'm very agile with my suppliers, and we managed to get product in production before lockdown hit in the UK. I think the biggest challenge for me has been battling myself and learning that it is all going to be okay, because I've got a community in Yogi Bear, and that is the most important aspect of it, is the people, not necessarily what the logo is. It's the feeling that you create with a brand.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. And for people who are maybe looking to potentially rebrand themselves, what advice would you give to them to say it's okay to do it? What kind of position should they be in, or what advice can you give them to say it's going to be alright to do this rebrand?
I think obviously if you're in a position like me where you are contested and you can't physically stand up for it, it is to let go of the fact that it's not fair, it's there isn't any justice here. It's going to be okay. I think even if you're not going through a rebrand right now, work on your community, nurture them. They are people at the end of the day, and you wouldn't have a business, no matter what type of business it is, you won't have a business unless you have people. So treat them how you would do your friends. Treat them with love and care and attention, and really see them and really see their needs, because a business is never about you, it's always about them. And if you are looking to go for a rebrand for positive reasons or for not positive reasons like me, I think it's just stay true to who you are. When I was mood boarding my brand, I mood boarded all of these other brands that I love, but they're not me. And I'm not a streetwear label. I love them and I respect them, but my mood board was a confusing chaos of streetwear labels and minimal brands and retro brands. And I was just like, what am I doing? What is Yogi Bear and who am I? And I think that's what you've got to ask yourself, how you want to be seen in the world.
No, I agree, and I think it makes perfect sense to always start with the values that you've got, but then also consider the customers and what they're all about and why they've been part of your community in the first place. And I know you were talking about just before we started the fact that you're sending cookie recipes to clients and stuff, just because at the end of the day, like you said, they are people.
I think it's so that was off of the back of we had a malfunction in the website, so we made an error on our side which did affect a few customers, and I was devastated about it. So I wrote them a really honest and open email, and I said, I feel like I always wanted this brand to feel like a best friend. I feel like we've let you down, even though you can pass it off and blame, oh yeah, website glitch. But at the end of the day, somebody's disappointed. And so I just sent them a playlist and a cookie recipe. And I said, if I let my best friend down, I would buy them a cookie. And I feel like I've let you down. So here, have my favorite cookie recipe. But I think that element, it's just honesty. I think whatever you do it with honesty, do it with integrity, and be authentic. And you can't really go wrong.
In regards to others that maybe have their own, products and stuff as well, you've said that keeping that strong community has been something that is really successful for you with the rebrand. Is there anything else you can kind of offer in terms of building that community? Anything that you've done that has worked really successfully, and support that you can offer to others to come out of this period stronger than maybe they went into it by building that community?
I mean, it's a really, really tough time to be any kind of business, not even small business now. I feel like this is a really weird leveler, and it's really anxious, it's really scary, and maybe one of the worst things that you could do right now is completely close down. The power of a phone call or a voice note, in my case sometimes, is on Instagram in the direct messages. If you do have a customer asking a question, sometimes it can be really nice to leave a voice note back as a response, because then they see that there's a real person on the other side of this. And I think that's what anyone's looking for right now, is connection. So don't shut off your social media, don't shut off and hide because COVID's going on. Outreach more. And yeah, okay, it might not be outreaching to sell, but it's outreaching to show, hey, I'm still here, I care about you and I see you. And I think that's all you can do right now.
Brilliant. And I think that's probably a fantastic place to end. Thank you so much for that insight. I think it's been so useful for hopefully lots of people. I hope it all goes well, and I wish you all the best with everything that you're doing as well.
Thanks, Alex. Thank you so much.